The people at NASCAR want to know, how bad have you got it? Have you named family members after your favorite driver?
Down, Ken Frater. Down.
Do you use racing flags to warn others of dangerous situations? Now, be honest. How bad have you got it?
Car turned, slides toward the infield wall, and pounds it hard. That's 25. Car. Chad Chaffin and the 28.
Baker down here in the Vanderbilt car, and it's Chad Chaffin, and guess where they race at all the time? Nashville. Two Nashville guys just got into each other, took each other out.
Darrell, there's Elton Sawyer coming around on the track apron. One of those cars, Darrell, got loose up in the bumps in turn 4 and started to come across in front of the other.
That's what happens. They start moving around, and the driver has to yank on the steering wheel, and he gets that thing. I hate to use this term because people say, what are you talking? The hospital hop, but they get to hopping into each other.
Let's have a look.
Here we come.
Like the car in the bottom just got up into Chad Chaffin there and got him loose up into the wall.
Sure did. That was Chad Little, 74, that got against him.
And actually, Baker had nothing he could do. Chaffin came across in front of him, and he clipped him. That's unfortunate for both of them because they're both just victims of circumstance.
Baker's car appears undamaged. Look at the top of your screen.
Actually, he gets forced into the wall back here by this car, and that drives him down, and then this Baker car gets into him.
And look at the 28 cars. He gets backwards. You see the two flaps come up on the roof? That's the roof flaps. That was this thing that was developed by Roush Racing and NASCAR several years ago. Works a lot like a flap on an airplane and settles the car back down.
Yeah, and he's going to have to pay Mr. France quite a bit of money because he tore up that nice logo out there.
Now, Elton Sawyer will come around to the pits for attention on that Brad Akins, number 98. Chad Chaffin, the 1995 Nashville Speedway late model champion, and in that 25, and Brad Baker. Looks like he does have some front end damage.
Not bad though. That car can, I think they can get that car back in action. That's just grill damage. They'll tape it up, and he'll be, I think he's going to be good to go. He's got to have 4 tires.
They're going to have to get that roof flap back down, though. NASCAR won't let them go back out till those are back in positions. There it goes.
First caution of the day comes out at lap number 7. Chad Chaffin and Brad Baker. You're watching NASCAR on Fox. Welcome back to Daytona. This first caution will be a brief one. Well, it'll take more than tape to fix Brad Baker's car now, as it appears they didn't have the hood pins in place when they sent him back out. Jeff Hammond?
Yeah, Mike, just watching, and as we come.
Trouble, man, big trouble.
Big spin off turn 4.
It's Nemechek.
It's McMurray.
Oh, it's McMurray.
The rookie pinched the car down coming out of turn 4. No contact. Here comes the rest of the field to the caution flag. Without incident.
Look at that. Nothing but a flat tire.
And he will have to have 4 tires, I promise you. What isn't flat is flat spotted.
He's going right into his pit stall.
Jeannie?
Well, they've made their way in for the pit stop, and yes, indeed, they're going for what looks to be all 4 tires at this time. They're making it over the wall, going for the fuel instead. We're waiting for the damage to come over the wall. We'll share it with you. Here it is. Yes, indeed, that tire just has a nice big old hole in it.
You hear those air guns whirring, and McMurray pulls away. That is not a flat spotted tire. That's gone.
That's a worn out tire. Worn out from sliding down the racetrack with the brakes locked. Here we go. Let's take another look at it.
Watch on the inside.
He's right here. He's coming off of turn 4. Looks like that thing just does that little snap loose thing, Larry, where the car gets to pushing, cranks into it, and the back end hops around.
It started bouncing, got loose. That's the reason 3 wide's dangerous. They was only 2 wide there. Had they have been 3 wide, there'd have been a lot more cars involved than Jamie McMurray.
Did a great job of keeping that thing off the wall, and he's going to get back and join the field.
And it's pit stop time.
Turn 2.
Turn 2. One car spinning wildly. This will change everything as we'll go to caution. Torn up is the front end of Jay Sauter's car, number 43.
It's Todd Bodine and Buckshot
Yes.
00 car.
He was the one who was sliding all over the place, and Kevin Grubb.
Now, they had been battling side by side for 6th place.
See Todd trying to get out of the grass. Remember, it's rained here, and that grass is very wet. You don't get very good traction with these slick tires.
This happened going into turn 1. Grubb's car is green, Bodine's is white.
Here's Bodine out here. Kevin Harvick's right behind him. David Green down here, a lap down.
Oops.
Up. He got a little bit of help from that car right there, Harvick. Now these cars come down the hill, it'll go right back up. Watch it. Right into poor old Kevin Grubb, who had nowhere to go. And boy, look what a job Kenseth did to get through there, and Wimmer. Both those guys, certainly Kenseth did a great job of getting through that wreck. See, Bodine's still trying to get back up out on the racetrack.
Here's another look from behind. Can't see any contact from this angle.
You know, I think I'd have to have me another look at that one, wouldn't you, Larry? That thing looked like it just started around with him. I know that the car right behind you, like, it'll make you loose, but boy, Kevin Grubb,
Kevin
what
Grubb
a shame,
nowhere
man.
to go, having a good run.
And then here comes Kenseth right through there.
And Wimmer. 23.
Yeah, we're going to have to take a look at that before we.
Grab another gear and let's go.
That's it. And all that, even though that didn't look like a lot of smoke, or it didn't look like it. I believe he just went off into turn 1 and that thing got loose on him.
Right behind you. Clear all around.
And what happens when you've got a car that close to you, especially on old wore-out tires, it takes the air off the rear spoiler and it gets you loose.
A car can get really loose getting into the turn, and especially up high going into turn 1.
Now look at the front end of Bodine's car from coming up on the air. That will push a lot of air under that nose. And getting turned around.
Oh, no.
Nemechek.
It's Nemechek.
I believe he got into Purvis as well.
He did, and they will run to the caution. This will be the race. They'll take the caution and then complete it. Let's have a look in the back straightaway.
What happened over here?
Watch 87.
Nemechek. Kenseth got Nemechek got into his left rear. When Nemechek comes around, he got into the side of Purvis. Boys, I tell you, wonder it wasn't worse than it was.
Be amazing if everybody else got past that. And across goes Nemechek.
Good thing that's paved back there.
Yep.
Oh, Purvis. Almost was. I tell you, it's incredible that Joe was able to do what he did.
Trouble. One car hard in the wall. It's the 11 of Marty Houston. A second car sliding along the bottom of the racetrack. That may be Brad Baker.
Well, it'd be a shame if it is, but I don't think that car along the bottom there hit anything. I think he just avoided the wreck.
There's Marty Houston's car. And indeed, Brad Baker just spun to avoid him, Darrell, and is okay. Boy, Marty tagged that wall a ton. That's as hard as I've seen anybody hit since Todd Bodine pasted that third turn wall in a Busch car about 6 years ago.
Taking a look at the.
This is coming off turn 4. Jeff Green in the yellow car there gets up, just gets that late exit push where it just don't turn, and you have to back off the throttle, but he just skimmed the wall there.
If we're looking right in the cockpit and you watch his hands, I mean, he just held his hands steady and let that back end kiss the wall and come off.
Now watch the blue 11 top of your screen. Makes contact with Jay Sauter.
He's going to get a little help here, guys.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
He tried to correct it, overcorrected, turned the wheel back too far to the right, shot straight up the racetrack.
These cars seem to be a little nervous when they go in a corner beside each other right now. We saw it on the lead up there, and now in this car here, they don't seem to be very happy when they get underneath each other like that.
And again, Brad Baker spun, but was able to continue without damage to his number 28. Quickly, we're under the second caution. This is NASCAR on FX. 83. Wimmer getting tangled up with Kelly Denton. We'll show it to you in progress here.
No, he had that's happening up before he ever got to the corner.
Steve Burns.
Todd Bodine's going to come in, Mike. They're going to add a pound of...
Boy, Ryan Newman is...
Whoa, and they touched.
Yeah, they did.
Oh,
Newman got into Fedowa.
into the outside wall to 66.
Yep. Newman got...
Oh!
That car down on the bottom got tagged hard.
The caution is out.
They're racing back.
Because we may not get back under the green flag. Todd Bodine leads him back across the line. Harvick is second, and Biffle beats Wallace across the line for third. That's Elton Sawyer's car all torn up. Tim Fedowa, Newman just croquet shot him as they went into turn one.
Newman had those new tires on. He was trying to make time while he could.
And another crash up between turn 1 and 2 under the caution just now.
There's oil and water up there.
Kevin Grubb's been turned around. And there's Fedowa's car.
There's a lot of oil and water up here. Here goes David Green by the line here, all torn up.
Somebody just turned around Kevin Grubb under the caution. And it might have been Ryan Newman.
Cars, a lot of cars smoking, a lot of cars that got damage on them.
Okay, I think what NASCAR may do here, they did this last year, they're going to put the red flag out. We're going to see a green flag finish here.
The red flag is out, and the field is being halted in turn 3. The fans in the stand applaud this move because they didn't want to see this end under caution.
Jeff Green did.
Oh, good news. Tim Fedowa was all right because he took a hard shot. That's NASCAR official Chip Warren with him.
Yeah, he's a little shaken up. He's wobbling around a little bit there, but he is walking, and he's saying, I just want to get back to my truck, please.
He hit the wall and then got hit again. The cars are stopped in turn 3, and this race is halted. Jamie McMurray is trying to coast to pit road with a lot of damage.
See, a lot of them is parked at the top of the hill there. That way, if the cars don't crank, they can roll them off and get them jump started.
Let's see what happened here. Watch for the 02 and the 66.
You get 3 wide down the front right here, and that's really what starts all this. And then Newman tries to go in front of the 66. 66 catches the back of Elton Sawyer, turns him into the wall.
And Sawyer's going to get hit coming down the hill right
there. Got hit in the rear and turned around. That was probably McMurray that hit him.
There's another look.
He's trying to get it. Newman's trying to get in that gap right there. Got a car down on the apron. I mean, the cars are going everywhere.
That's Bickle inside of another car. Contact there.
When he comes back down the track right here, Elton Sawyer.
Oh, it's going to be David Green right there on the left.
David Green, there you go. I knew it was a blue car.
David Green got him. Trying to avoid him.
Of course, there's oil and water all over the track, too, from these cars.
This is the first of it. And here's poor David Green all the way down on the apron.
Just trying to get by.
And then under the caution, somebody hit Kevin Grubb and turned him around, just as they were coming to Tim Fedowa's car. I'll show you what Clay Rogers saw.
Got his hand up.
Stay in the middle, stay in the middle, stay in the middle. Okay, you're clear. Come on, this may be the end of her. Bring her back as high as you can go, fast as you can go.
Nice job.
Maybe the end.
Spotter saying high as you can go, and he's right down there on the inside. Matt?
Keep her coming.
To the outside, and once they run up there a bit and get the sand.
Whoa, he saw Blaze Alexander in
right
car,
there.
and he'd come on around with him. He just got loose there and hits the outside wall.
I was just fixing to say, unless you get forced up there, you don't want to run up there right now.
First caution of the day, and it comes on lap 4. Blaze Alexander and perhaps Brad Baker also involved as Baker's car moves away very slowly from that area. You see the damage to Alexander's machine.
Of course, Brad's he's a rookie from Nashville, Tennessee. He's Gary Baker's son, and he's trying to get some experience here. I think it's the first time he's been here.
Boy, tough break for this unsponsored team. Looking for a major sponsor to fill those quarter panels. Here's a look at it.
They just got together right there.
Yeah, actually, that's
Purvis.
Yeah, that's Purvis that actually wobbled a little bit and got up into Blaze.
And what happened, I think, Daryl, he got a little bit loose, got it straightened up, and he got up there in that 3rd and 4th groove where there's no rubber down, no grip in the racetrack, and he just lost it.
All that area up there is nothing but just sand and rubber and from all the practice. Oh, no, well, I think actually Purvis right there actually started him up the hill, though. Whoa, that's what happened to 28. He got run into.
Yes.
He's a rookie, and he saw that car spin, and he probably jumped on the brakes, and that's what got him. That's what's got him spun out. Talking about the 28 car.
A lot of damage to the back of that thing.
Yeah, he hit that wall at about well over 100 miles an hour.
Alexander makes it to pit road in front of Steve Burns.
Boy, Darrell, you're exactly right. Heavy damage to the rear of this number 8 car, Blaze Alexander. They're going to have to pull the sheet metal off. What we don't know is if trailing arms, those sorts of things to the rear, the fuel cell has been, the integrity of the fuel cell has been damaged, but it has taken a solid lick to the rear end of this number 8 car.
Going to be hard to get back out there without a rear spoiler.
Yeah, he's going to have to go to the garage work on that thing. Say, I won over there for, go ahead. Oh, got one track. Here we go.
Randy LaJoie got into the back of 77 Kelly Denton, and Denton goes around. Everybody gets by.
And he saved that thing.
Caution's
Nice job.
out.
Nice job.
Third caution of the day here at lap 44. The replay will show us, but Denton may have checked up there because of things going on in front of him.
Yeah, I think
one of those accordion deals, and
I just think there's fast cars trying to get by slower ones is what it amounts to. He's down on the apron.
Randy LaJoie in the 7 car got in the back of him.
But Randy had nowhere to go, and so he's just trying to force the issue and gets into the back of him and turns him around. That's what you call being impatient.
Force is a good word.
Yeah. Here he comes, and of course you're going to see the 77 car. I mean, he's down on the apron, so not a whole lot he can do.
Yep.
Randy's can't go anywhere. There's 2 cars on the outside of him, and he just gets in the back of Kelly. And I mean, that car could have backed out in front of these guys, and hello. In that thing.
Matt Kenseth in the wall.
Is that Biffle?
Yeah, that's Biffle.
Biffle's around
60.
He's around with him.
Did they get together battling for second? Or was one a consequence of the other? Looks like both cars will make it around to pit road.
Yeah,
now
but Kenseth's got some damage on his car. Biffle looks clean.
This happened coming off turn 2 at lap 78.
Yeah, a lot of damage on the 17 car. Kenseth. Let's see what happened over here. I bet there's a culprit in the crowd.
Oh, he about picked his rear wheels up off the ground.
Man, I mean, that is really quite uncalled for. Man, that's a little bit more.
When you see the rear of the car hiked up like that, you know he's all up underneath that car.
I am not making any excuses for Biffle. That should never happen. But maybe Kenseth had to get up out of the throttle for some reason. But it sure is not in a place where you'd think so. Oh, he did. Hear the motor?
Yeah, you heard it.
He started in the throttle, then he let up, and Biffle hit him in the rear end. So that had to be because there's no reason to run over him right there.
Matt?
Significant right side damage to the 17 car. The decklit's pushed up a little bit. They're looking at the right front fender, trying to pull out the sheet metal. Luckily, this is not Daytona where aerodynamics are so crucial, but it is important here at Las Vegas. Still some slow work on the 17 car. Tough break.
Why the caution is out. Watch 99.
There's Michael up on the outside behind Kenny Wallace. Well, he gets that wobble in her.
Boy, Elton Sawyer just missed him.
And Elton just barely. I don't think he even hit him. Let's see if we can see what happened from inside the car.
Yeah, if you want to get dizzy, folks, ride along with us.
He's taking a pretty good ride. Here he comes. Whoops, 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 whoops.
Let's run out of racetrack.
Yeah, that old wall. It'll jump out there and get you. I think he got a little loose, and when he tried to correct it, it just shot into that outside wall.
Repairs made, and Michael Waltrip is back on.
About ready to go.
He got a car in the wall. Got a car in the wall.
Car in the wall, turn 4. Whoa.
Man, Biffle.
That's Biffle, the leader of the race right now.
Biffle almost got him.
Is that Marty Green or Kenseth?
It almost looks like Kenseth.
Oh, it's Marty. It's Marty Houston.
Marty Houston.
And it is Marty Houston.
And I believe the 92 car, which was would have been about a lap down, I think. I don't think he made it. He tried. He was about a car length short.
Tough day again for Marty Houston, 2 weeks in a row. And we will check to see if Jimmy Johnson got a lap back. First, let's show you what happened. Watch the blue car, left side of your screen.
Just gets loose on him going into 3 over there. Just starts around, and man, it's a hard lick. Oof.
Look at the deck lid right there hanging on. We got the tethers. Boy, the leader
there's
almost
our leader,
got it.
and but watch, here comes the leader to the line, the 92 car. No, he doesn't get his lap. Here he comes on the apron. No.
Whoa, close.
So they hold him. They stopped him down here at the start line. He's got to hold up and wait for the field to catch up.
And the reason they have to stop him here is that all these cars have scoring transponders. So he needs to wait and let that field go and then get in line so he doesn't mess up the whole scoring system.
And all of our leaders are on pit road again.
Here's another look.
Here we go. That's the 11 car coming around on him right there and backs her up in the fence. And here comes Biffle, who's been running really high down here in this turn.
Close call.
I think it was
got debris on the front straightaway too.
That was Foyt's car.
Caution is out.
He's in it again. He's in it again.
Yeah, Larry Foyt slid all the way down the front stretch wall after Kenny Wallace did the dive to the bottom, and caution is out.
Now what the spotters for these leaders, they got to do, they got to talk them through all this debris on the front stretch. They don't need to run over something and cut a tire down.
Larry Foyt rolled snake eyes with that casino car.
Don't forget that Todd Bodine said he wasn't very good on restarts, geared up a little too high. This could be a real break for Biffle.
Oh, good.
Hard in the outside wall.
Oh, look, that's it, man. Let me tell you, that wall. If I could do one thing, I'd move that wall back 5 feet.
Everybody checked up. Damage to Tim Fita was 66. Let's watch from Kenny Wallace. That's Ashton Lewis just in front of Kenny.
They were running into each other pretty hard there too.
Nice save, Kenny. Okay, 8 laps to go. Larry Foyt's car again.
Back here in turn 2.
A long looping spin down to the track apron. Larry Foyt is the driver, and caution is out. Who'll lead the second lap? Biffle.
No, that's Nemechek.
Excuse me, Nemechek.
He come flying up. He got him 3 wide off of 2 over there and took the lead.
So caution out at lap 2 for Larry Foyt's spin down in turn 2.
I was looking over that way. I think he just spun the car out, and that's probably a product of some of that track conditions being a little different than what he had yesterday.
Now you'll see Foyt come into the picture here.
Yeah, he's pretty much all by his, I don't believe he got any contact from anybody. I believe he just lost the car.
I said spin, Darrell, but did he actually spin it?
Well, about a half a spin.
It looks like he just lost it on his own right there. And you know, he's up in that second groove. We just had seen Kevin Harvick in the 2 car. Right now, that second groove, it don't have a lot of rubber in it. Maybe don't have the grip that the bottom of the racetrack has.
Yeah, if you're just a little bit loose, you're going to spin out.
Kenny Wallace.
Oh, go to the bottom and stay.
Kenny Wallace takes evasive action. We're under the first caution of the day. In the middle of the racetrack, Parker had run out of gas. They were 3 wide behind him, and the car shooting through the middle piled into Parker. Ashton Lewis. The speed differential, Darrell, between those cars was at least 70 or so miles per hour.
Well, just like we saw last week when Matt Kenseth just pumped it a little bit off the corner and Biffle got into the back. I mean, imagine what happens when you run out of fuel and just stop. Here's Parker up here, and you can see he's slowing down. He's trying to get down to the inside, and he just pulled right down in front of Ashton Lewis. And here comes
Tim Fita.
Tim Fita, he has nowhere to go. I'm sure when the car ran out of gas, Hank Parker tried to get down out of the way, knowing that he was going to be in harm's way, and he just drove right down in front of those cars behind him. That's a big hit. One's running wide open, the other's trying to get out of the way and slowing down. Most of these cars are just the way they're made. They don't give you much warning, do they, Larry? They just run out of fuel and they quit. Nothing that Ashton Lewis could do. Parker just ran out of fuel and was trying to get down out of the groove, and here these cats come, and the spotter couldn't even warn him quick enough. Looks like everybody's okay.
And Darrell Ashton had quite a run coming through turn 2 underneath Tim Fita. He was going to, but he couldn't quite clear Fita before he got to this car out of fuel.
This is the 66 car that got caught up in the mess and into the outside of a training wall. So all these cars are badly damaged. Everybody's fine. Everybody's out walking around. I'm sure somebody's saying, hey, what happened anyway?
That was Hank Parker, who stretched that fuel mileage just one lap too far.
The pickups in these fuel cells are so that when they'll run until there's no fuel left in them, and when they run out.
There's nowhere for Tim Sauter in the 61 to go, and as they slide down off the banking, just nowhere for Elton Sawyer. What a hit.
And let me tell you, the 61 car, Tim Sauter's lucky that wasn't in the driver's door. It was just behind the driver's door, and that was a blessing.
Once again, the whole problem, the 11 car, Marty Houston, got those left side tires below the white line on the apron, shot him up the racetrack and spun him.
Second week in a row that Marty Houston has had a single car sprint to bring out a under his shoulder harness, and the helmet attaches to that. Now there's Marty Houston walking away. Jeff?
I'm telling you right now, that Hans device right there may have been the one thing that just saved Elton Sawyer a trip to the hospital today, guys, because we talked about it since Daytona, how that device right there can keep your head from snapping forward, and that right there was one whale of a hit that he just took.
Rescue workers talking with Tim Sauter, who, from what we see, is still inside his car, and there is the remains of the front end of Elton Sawyer's machine. So a hard crash in turn 2 that started.
Marty Houston of the 11 car tangling with Tim Sauter in the 61 car, who later walked away, went to the care unit. But Jeff Hammond, what's happening right here?
As you can see, 11 car, Marty Houston got down on the apron. The car has gotten around on him. He's starting back up the racetrack. And as he goes up the racetrack, you'll see a red car, the number 61 car, Tim Sauter. He comes in. He has no place to go. They get together. Sauter bounces off the wall and comes back across the racetrack. About this time, you see the 98 car, Elton Sawyer, just drills him right there in the left rear quarter panel, and he is just extremely lucky.
Just a tremendous impact on that hit, and you look at the car of Elton Sawyer, but he was able to get out, and without any noticeable injury, he is somewhat relaxed wearing the Hans device. And I wanted to mention, Jeff, that Jeff Gordon, who was the first Winston Cup driver to win a race last week with the Hans device, said more drivers will be wearing this in Atlanta.
Right there around the back of his neck, you can see this is the Hans device. Right here. This is Hans device.
And that protects the head from...
That's right. It attaches to his helmet, but he's already hit the quick releases, which are right here, to release him from the helmet so that he can get out of the car. But as you saw, he can get out of the car with the device on if necessary.
It's something other drivers will be looking into. More Winston Cup drivers will be wearing the Hans device tomorrow.
Here's what happened to Todd.
It's down in the middle of turn 3 and 4. Got up there in that gray stuff. Right side tires up there. Just run out of racetrack there.
The back end just got a little bit loose. Same thing happened to Biffle. Got a little loose getting into 3. Got him up the track, and you can see how dirty it is up there.
From the Aaron's camera on board Michael Waltrip.
And I'm sure he's working real hard, driving down in there real hard, trying to hold Michael off, and just got in there a little too hard on the last lap. Gets up high, gets up in that loose stuff, back end comes around, slides into the wall, tries to pull it down off of there. Here he goes.
So Michael takes over 3rd on the final lap, and before they got to the flag, Jeff Green got 4th. Todd Bodine finishes 5th, and there's a thumbs up from Greg Biffle to Joe Nemechek.
Harvick, Jimmy Johnson, great job for those guys. McLaughlin.
There's a pancake side.
All the cars behind the winner have those. Michael, 00, Biffle.
Jeff Purvis, a good finish in 6th. Jason Keller, 7th.
I'm telling you, look like they've been running on a short track. Little Nerf bars on the side of their car.
Biffle just getting loose down in turn 3 up against that wall.
Will be at Darlington next week, not this week.
Checked out.
Trouble as Chad Chaffin spins up at turn number 4. There's David Green, also involved. We're under the 3rd caution of the day at lap 75.
Young man out of Nashville, Tennessee, and he's had his share of trouble so far this year. And of course, David Green got a new crew chief. Bernie worked on that car for a while. And
watch Ryan Newman in 02. Do these 2 cars get together?
This is in 3 and 4 right here. Off turn 4. Yep, just 02. Ryan Newman moved up just a little bit, got on the side of Chad Chafin in the 25 car. There's where David Green in the 34. And boy, I don't know who this is right here, But he does a well of a job of getting slowed down.
I think that's Hank Parker.
Wow, he did a great job. I don't know how
and Ashton Lewis getting around.
They all did a great job of missing that. Poor old David Green had nowhere to go. I tell you, the Marines attacked that car right there. That's what happened to it.
No such thing as casual contact at this place.
No, and wouldn't you call
Pancake the car.
Don't throw me no. What's this?
He pasted the wall. He pancaked the car.
I'm telling you, don't throw new things at me. I'm just getting on to pancake and waffle. Now you got paste.
Omelets for breakfast tomorrow.
Man.
That's what the right side of that car looks like.
This TV work is difficult.
On the run to the caution, Hank Parker Jr. and Marty Houston got a lap back from Matt Kenseth. So there's Wasson coming in. Now Steve Park is up to turn 3. Around goes Chad Chaffin.
All kinds of cars going everywhere.
McMurray, Lewis slides in. Everybody else is going to get by.
Marty Houston, Brad Baker, nowhere to go. Slide down to the inside as well. And the 11 and the 28 car there.
And McMurray, unfortunately, Jamie McMurray, the rookie, got the worst of it. Where do you see the nose of that car? The back end, that's the good end, folks.
See if we can see what happened here. They're going down into turn 3. I think it's that same old story. You're trying to get down on the inside.
Come down on Shane Hall there in the 63 car.
Here comes McMurray, no place to go. Kind of gets it slowed down, but bam, he gets hit in the back end.
Another look as Ashton Lewis.
See Kelly Denton in the 77 got in the back of Ashton Lewis right there as he was checking up for this wreck.
Absolutely an innocent passerby, but he got caught up in it.
Caution 1 comes at lap 7 here at Bristol, Tennessee. There's Ashton Lewis's damaged car. We'll be right back. Young, the All-Pro graduate, hit the wall pretty hard and then backslid into the inside wall. Caution is out for the second time at lap 18.
You know, my wife always scored the cars here in the pits, and she'd always tell me, you don't know what it's like to do a race at Bristol. I can't even talk to the gas man and tell them what kind of mileage you're getting. That car spun out, and I didn't even see it. And this is a track you can see the whole track.
But things happen here so fast.
So quickly. I mean, the car was around and into the wall before you even see what happened.
Second caution of the day, and you see the tight, we'd call it stadium confines here. This looks like your average college football stadium, blown up to about 4 times the size. It seats over 140,000 people, and there are seats all the way around.
See, it's a wide shot here. Let's see. Well, he just got in that corner all by himself, and the car come around on him, and this place will do that to you. You drive into the turn too hard, your car a little bit loose, you can't save it.
There may have been contact. He slapped the wall. Sammy Sanders cautions out again. Third one of the day. Sorry, let's try to get back to Dick Berger in there.
Now, during that last caution period, Ryan Newman took great advantage of the fact that the cars were slowed down a little bit. He had picked up a piece of debris on the grill. And so what he did was, under caution, he shut off the fan, and he got really close to Kevin Harvick. That basically killed the air that was keeping the piece of debris on the grill. Piece of debris dropped. Water temperatures are just fine now. Smart stuff. Meanwhile, Greg Biffle has called to his crew and said that his car is extremely loose. He's having a real tough time hanging on it, and Biffle really ought to be kind of nervous about this place because he came here to test and absolutely demolished a brand new car. Not comfortable to be loose here at Bristol after an experience like that. Mike?
Thanks, Dick. Sammy Sanders' spin may have come after contact from Brad Teague.
Brad Teague was locked up like 2 old bulls off
well,
turn 4.
this is really uncalled for. Brad Teague should have checked up.
Happens in a hurry here.
Brad Teague just got into the left rear.
He almost had it straightened up here. Even though he doesn't hit the outside wall, but he goes down and hits the inside wall here.
That was kind of uncalled for. I would have not been happy about that if I was Sammy Sanders.
And no apparent damage to Teague's car. So we're under the caution once again. This time for Sammy Sanders. We'll be right back to Bristol on FX.
FX welcoming you back to Bristol, Tennessee, and the Cheez-It 250. We're under caution currently.
Out of Jimmy Spencer down the back.
Hard to make that pass. When the trouble turn one, 11 cars are piled up in the first corner.
And our champion's up in the middle of them.
Bobby Hamilton Jr., Mike McLaughlin is there, Shane Hall, Jeff Green, Mike Dillon, Kevin Grubb, and the 36 of Hank Parker.
Green's car is wiped out.
I saw 2 of our top 5 in points in that wreck. Of course, Jeff Green, who's leading the points in the 20 car, Mike McLaughlin, he was in 5th in points.
Look at this. Is, believe it or not, this is Bobby Hamilton Jr.'s car.
I don't know who that is.
It's Hamilton, or what's left of it.
That looks like a Dr. Pepper candy got squished.
Oh, that one's already been to the recycling center.
They'll get that sheet metal pulled off there. They'll make sure them tires are straight. They'll get back out there. They may be a few laps down. That thing's got Bristol wrote all over it.
Jeff Green climbing out.
Over the top of other cars. That's a tough break for him.
He's had a top 10 finish every race coming into Bristol so far this year. Well, what happened?
Oh, we got a whole gaggle of cars going down into turn 1. Whoa.
Oh, Green got turned around by Jeff Purvis.
Jeff Purvis got into the back of Green and just turned.
Look at
around.
Greg Biffle, the 60 car. There's the reason Bobby Hamilton Jr.'s car, the 26, is tore up. Biffle just drove across the top of it.
He's like a can opener. He went up over the top and just tore his car apart.
Scott Wimmer was involved. Didn't see him the first time through. Watch the 0-2 of Ryan Newman. He gets tapped.
Oh, he keeps her straight, though. Stayed in the throttle the whole time, it looked like.
You know, that may be what started this mess back here. These guys saw Newman going crazy down the front, probably checked up a little bit, and then somebody rammed into the back of somebody, and this is what you get.
And that happens here all the time. Somebody checks up and ends up getting 8, 9, 10 cars involved.
From Purvis looking back at Hamilton.
Bam. Oh, man. And then watch Biffle.
Oh.
Wow.
Bobby Hamilton could have checked out what gear Biffle had, what springs he had, and everything else, because he was riding up under his car. What a mess.
From Hank Parker.
I believe when we watch this, here comes cars off the corner, down the front. Now see the 0-2? He gets all wiggly.
That's way in front of this group right here.
But I believe that stacked everybody up. I believe when they saw him moving around, it stacked everybody up, and that's what started all this. I think Mr. Green may not be real happy with Mr. Purvis right at this time.
Dick Berggren?
Jeff Green, a demolished race car. You're okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
What happened?
I don't know, Dick. You tell me. Somebody got bottled up in front of us, and I hit whoever's in front of me. I clipped him a little bit. But we're going to be all right. And then here we go wide. I got wide open from the back, but what you get when you qualify 18th, I guess. But our car's pretty good. We were going to get up through there, but you can never pass guys if you only run 5 or 6 laps and somebody wrecks. You know, you never can get anybody wore down. But so much for the points lead.
Now, he's in good shape. He's okay. That's more important than the points lead, Mike.
Thanks, Dick. There were at least 10 cars involved in that accident, most of which will not return to the racetrack.
And that cat had some hot chocolate wrote all over him.
We will be back to Bristol. Wow. Right after this.
Right, back to the left. Cars hopping around all the time.
Spin in turn 1. Christian Elder has gone around, and Elton Sawyer has spun. Caution is out this time. Sawyer spun off turn 2. It was 2 separate incidents.
I think Christian Elder has spun out like that maybe the 4th time since this race started.
Kevin Grubb, 37 car, going to get another one of his laps back.
Seven cautions. Halfway to the record. Not one of those records we like to break or even talk about, but Elton Sawyer spin at turn 1, and then Christian Elder. Let's have a look here. Sawyer 98.
Here he comes. Oh, Kelly Denton.
Kelly Denton got another one.
He said, I tried this before and it worked. Let me try it again. And I guess Elder probably checked up back here behind these guys, and he got turned around.
Again from Hank Parker, right behind Denton. And
boy, that is so uncalled for. There's just no reason for Kelly Denton to be doing something like that.
Down goes Elton Sawyer.
Sometimes, you know, things happen and we don't get to see all that happens, and the guy gets mad at a guy, and that's kind of like a little message or a little payback, if you will. I don't know that that's the case, but that looked awfully uncalled for.
Denton's car shows little damage. He picked up a new sponsor for this race, and they have a big group of underprivileged kids as guests of the sponsor here at the Speedway up in one of the suites across the way. Grubb got turned around and into the wall, and Denton just misses it.
Caution is out again.
And we got cars that are racing back to the flag. Here they come. Here comes David Green.
And Elton Sawyer going to get a lap back from Andy Santerre.
And David Green was 3 laps down, so he now is 2 laps down, but Elton Sawyer gets back on the lead lap.
8th caution, lap 116. Kevin Grubb did have some help. He was in a heavy knot of traffic. I know Chad Chaffin got up into him, but I think what happened in front of Chad Chaffin. Here's a look.
Here he comes off a corner, and he gets a little nudge. He gets to doing the hospital wobble down the back here.
Watch Kelly Denton in the 77 car coming in here, spins, just barely misses him. He's coming out of turn 2 right here.
So he gets up a little high. Chad Chaffin gets a run under him, just nicks him in the left rear. Here he goes.
And you know, you're so on the edge here, all it takes is just a little bump to get you out of shape and knock you into the outside wall like that.
Well, particularly when you come off there with just a little on the high side and you get a little dirt on your tires and you're already a little bit out of control, and somebody nudging you, this is the end result.
Now, this is different from the last spin because it's not as if Chad Chaffin got up into Kevin Grubb to spin him. Did it look like Grubb lost his forward bite coming off the corner?
Grubb just got up a little high, and he probably had to squeeze out the throttle a little bit. Chaffin had a run on him. They just kissed each other ever so slightly, and around he goes.
Cars of Bobby Labonte and Tony Stewart, they said, we just don't know. Well, he gets in the back of Marty Houston here off turn 2.
We stay green as Houston spins down to the
we got to have the caution. Let's go here.
And we do. Caution is out. 9th one today at lap 163.
I wonder if I have one for Andy. He needs a caution. This plays right into his game plan.
Talking about Andy Santerre, who was leading this race.
You got to admit, he's an underdog, guys. I mean, he's got no sponsors. His 2nd race of the year, and here he's up here trying to win a race. It's a pretty big deal.
This is going through turn 3 and turn 4 here. Mike McLaughlin in the 20 car was just talking about, gets back to that throttle, just gets in the back of Marty Houston in 11. Tim Sauter right there in the 61 having a checkup, getting down on the apron as well.
Which way's he going to go? Which way's he going to go? Which way?
Got the wheels cut right.
I'm going to go. I'm going to stay down here.
Safest place.
That's right. Because sometimes they'll hook and shoot right back out in the racetrack. That's what these guys sitting here behind him are waiting to see. Where's he going to go? Where's he going to go?
And the spotter has no idea where
the spotter's breathless.
They like that. And Mike McLaughlin back up into traffic, but everybody will get by.
Now, Kevin Harvick was on pit road. He didn't stop in his pits now. He's back on the racetrack. He wouldn't go a lap down there.
Yeah, but I think he may have done a cardinal sin and speeded out of pits. Speeded out of the pits.
Chad Chaffin's car is again all torn up.
But let me tell you this, no matter what happens to Harvick, it's better than what was going to happen to him. Because he was going to lose at least 1 lap coming in under the green.
At least 1 lap.
Now it could be just start at the end of the longest line. Well,
here's the incident.
I'm loose, I'm loose.
He got down on that apron, though, had those left side wheels down on that black asphalt.
That's a couple of wrecks for the 25 car today, and then he gets 20 car gets nailed in the rear end.
Yeah, everybody kind of stacked up there.
There you go, 57 gets into the 20. Whoa, double zero.
Look at
99. This is a lot of damage. This car's damaged badly. So is Michael's.
Everybody's hood's buckled.
Just everybody trying to check up, not knowing where that cat's going to go. Don't know if he's going to come back out in the track or not. And Todd Verdine's taking his car behind the wall.
From Jeff Purvis, who is back in the race just in time to see this.
Purvis just wanted to get out there and give us some good shots. And
I think Todd may have punched the radiator.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. That was a pretty big hit on all those cars that stacked up there.
Now back to the restart. Kevin Harvick was adjudged to have jumped the restart. Steve?
You know, Mike.
And started about 9 cars in front of Larry Foyt. And as the field accordioned, he got turned around. Caution is out. Lap 179.
When you have restarts, cautions like this, one right after another, I mean, you just can't get them spread out.
And Mike McLaughlin in the 20 car, he's going to get his lap back here.
Just comes up.
Yep.
Yeah, it just comes up off the corner. And a lot of the times, what you don't know is did he have to pedal out did he have to backpedal a little bit, come up off the throttle, then get hit in the rear end like that?
An unlucky day for Larry Foyt. It puts us under the 11th caution of the day in the Cheez-It 250.
Damn, this traffic jam. Time to get home, my supper.
Turn 3, Andy Santerre got turned around by Brad T.
Oh, man.
Oh, that looked like a bump 'em and dump 'em.
I think that 75's been involved in a couple of incidences today.
David Green, Jay Sauter getting their lap back from the leader, Randy LaJoie, there in the 34 and the 43 car.
Boy, but the heartbreak is sitting right there in the turn. Look at this poor guy. Leading the race. Everything going his way.
He was coming back up through the pack. He made it back up to about 10th spot after his pit stop. Let's show you what happened.
He's on the outside here of the 75 car. They just get together, getting down in the turn there. 75's laps down. I'll take that back. He may not. I don't know if it's a 75. I think he was one lap down,
lap down,
not laps
perhaps.
down. Sure, Andy thought he'd probably give him a little room to get in there.
Both of them hard into that outside wall in turn 3 and 4.
Yeah, he backed that thing in there big time.
Let's go back and talk a little about the we'll have another angle, and we'll talk a little about the restart and the penalty to Kevin Harvick for jumping that restart on Randy LaJoie. There goes Santerre in a shower of sparks.
Well, that's unfortunate. Santerre had a great car. Felt like he had a chance to win this race. Things worked out for him.
Look from Hank Parker here.
And again, you just kind of wait. You know those cars are going to come down the hill. This thing is banked so steeply that they just slide back down the track. But the question is when.
According to the rule book, the first car in the lead lap shall be the control car for restarting the race. And that's how the call was made against Kevin Harvick, who was in second at that time. We'll be right back. Well, they've tried to stomp the wall down here at Bristol, Tennessee, and as a result, we've now had 12 caution flags, this latest one at lap 189. So to pick up where we left off on that restart situation with Kevin Harvick, the lead car.
Trouble, guys. Trouble.
Trouble out of turn 4. David Green goes spinning. Everybody else will get by. Now we're still green flag. David Green trying to get refired here. And he gets down off the racetrack. So
he got some help. He got turned around, but it was another one of those bottleneck situations. Cars got slowed down in front of him. He got hit from behind.
Show you what happened to the 34 of David Green.
Here they go. They're all racing down in here. David Green's up on the outside.
This was a battle right here between Kevin Harvick, the 2 car. Tony Raines, the 33, is a battle for 8th. Kevin Harvick, knowing time's running out, he's trying to motor his way up through there any way he can.
There's on the outside, and she's just trying to find a hole.
Look at Jimmy Johnson.
Trouble.
Got a car around.
48 up and in the wall. Kenny Wallace sliding down and out of harm's way.
And that's the worst thing about wrecking at the top of the racetrack. You know it's going to slide down to the bottom and cars trying to go by.
And that's all about timing, being in the right place. You can either go high, go low, but you got to know when that car's going to come down that hill.
Going to get to drive that one away?
Yeah,
but drive it to the truck.
Got quite a bit of damage.
Driving it to you guys. He's going to make it in there.
Well, that's too bad. Kenny's he's about 5th in the points, I believe, right now in the Busch Series. Been running very well in that car.
What happened, man, boy?
Asking the spotter what happened up there.
Yeah, the spotter sometimes has the best view. A lot of damage. They are going to take it to the garage, and I'm sure they'll try to see if they can get this thing back out here. Darrell here's going down the backstretch into turn 3.
It's from Kenny Wallace that brings us right on board. Oops. Ashton Lewis.
Ashton Lewis was up on his outside. They got together, and it caused Kenny to spin that thing around. And, boy, I tell you, you hit the wall hard here.
Kenny 6th in points coming in here. Here's another look.
Oh, he gets loose. See, he gets a little loose. He gets into the side of Ashton Lewis, and then around he goes, and, man, it's a hard lick.
He was up there above that bottom groove, no grip up there, and just couldn't control the car, and him and Ashton Lewis got together.
Watch the green car behind Wallace, Kevin Grubb, do a nice job of getting on the brake and avoiding him here. We'll be right back to Texas.
Captain don't need any air. Whoa, big trouble.
Back straightaway, 55, hard in the wall. Mark Green really bent it up, spins off the wall, and may make it back to pit road. Of course, caution's out. Lap 14, second caution of the day.
I think it just goes to show how hard these things. I mean, that car's got a lot of damage. That'll have to go into the garage.
He qualified 10th, his best start of the season.
His roof flap up right there.
When you hit the wall here, you normally hit it hard.
Now, DW Motorsports on the back of that, that's not Darrell. That's Davis and Waite are the owners of that team.
No, I'd be hollering a whole lot louder if it was mine. Around he goes. Flaps over.
Here's another angle.
Ooh, this could be trouble. Oh, I think it's trouble.
Todd Bodine in the 00 car. Looks like he gets in the back of him, comes around, hits that outside wall hard.
And when you accelerate off that corner right there, the car gets really, it's pushing itself loose, and then a little tap like that right there, there's no saving it. You couldn't hit him in a worse place.
Well, I'll tell you, nice shot from the Budweiser blimp, and just the littlest of contact.
Those aerials tell so much.
Yeah, it certainly erases that. Well, did he really hit him?
No,
did he really get into him?
He really hit him.
Turn 4, 2 cars in the wall. Shauna Robinson's one of them, and caution will come out here.
This happened right in front of the leader, Mike Skinner.
I think that's Shane Hall up against the wall in turn 4, and it is.
A lot of damage to that car.
So caution, third one of the day at lap 46. There's the damage on the right side to Shauna's machine. And the nose stove in.
Yeah, it appears that got hit in the side real hard over here too. So Shane Hall, I think, got into, looks like he must have T-boned her right in the side. Or possibly, until we take a look at it, it's hard to say.
Both these cars are really damaged bad.
Shauna has the helmet off and is ready to climb out. Let's have a look at what happened.
Oh, she gets down under the 63 car, and oh boy, man, that car, Shauna's car, took a hard lick.
She was definitely right there on his quarter panel, but it's probably one of the blindest spots that a driver can have is right there on that left rear.
That's when you draw up as the driver and say, oh, please don't do this. Hard lick, really hard. The rear wheels come all the way up off the ground. That shows you how fast these cars are going and how hard they hit.
And Robinson's car is being pushed back to the garage area. They'll have to tow Shane Hall's car back from turn 4.
And she was driving like a conservative race. And of course the door opens and you got to go through it. You can't wait.
Women drivers in the NASCAR Busch Series, Patty Moise, who also had a pole, that coming at Road Atlanta. Shauna had a pole at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Diane Teal, Lisa Jackson, Debbie Lunsford, Kat Teasdale, the road racer.
And Shauna's scheduled to drive Michael's car, the 99 car, 2 more races right now at Nashville in 2 weeks and also at Talladega.
So 3 cautions in the first 50 laps of this race.
I wonder if Michael was spotting for her.
Well, this one
quite like you'd like to, because he's losing a lot of spots.
Whoa, Green gets around. And Biffle gets a long slide through the grass.
Hang on to her, buddy. Hang on to her.
Can he save it?
Keep it cut. Keep it cut.
Hold her up high, buddy. Yes, he keeps it off the wall. One car, though, does hit the wall. It's Mike McLaughlin on the way into turn 1.
I believe that happened because everybody checked up. Man, he hit the wall hard, head on. Hard lick.
Now, after the run to the caution, everyone, Darrell, as you said, checking up down toward turn 1, something got Mike McLaughlin turned around, and boy, he pasted the wall.
He did. That's a very hard lick.
It all started when Jeff Green's car just slipped sideways and then got up and into the wall. This car here.
I got it locked. Let's go.
Yeah, that car's got quite a bit of damage on it. You see the wheels kind of out of line, the fender's beat in, the roof flap up, lots of damage.
But give an attaboy to Greg Biffle, who had to go to the grass to take evasive action for his ability in keeping that car away from the wall.
You saw right there, Green finished 38th last week at Bristol after a wreck.
Here it comes. He gets a little loose, and as soon as it just gets that, I hate to say it, but it gets that hospital hop in it, and when it does, there ain't a whole lot you can do with it. It's so fast through there, and you try to correct it, but you can't. It just starts doing that bobbing and weaving.
Look at Biffle here in the 60 car, spins around and around.
Oh, here's what happens to McLaughlin. Look, he comes out of the grass. He went down in the grass, and when he come back on the track, he went straight in the outside wall. Heavy, heavy damage, hard hit.
He was doing fine on the grass till he tried to go back on the racetrack.
Tried to get back out on the track. Should have rode it all the way to the end.
Now you'll see contact between the green car of Kenseth and Biffle right here.
That drives Biffle into the grass.
And McLaughlin tried to miss him.
Then McLaughlin comes down through the grass. He's trying to come out the other end of the front straightaway here, but when he does, car takes a hard right into the fence. That's Green. There goes Biffle down through there. Here he comes. Here he comes. He's going to come out of the grass right down here in front of these guys.
Left side.
Here he comes, right here. Ow! Hard hit.
That's what David Green saw, and you see Mike McLaughlin has climbed out and climbed into the ambulance. There is your defending series champion. Jeff Green's car, like his teammate Jason Keller, having a tough day.
Well, we knew this was going to be this kind of race.
One car in the wall hard.
See the car run good. It's good for RCR and everything.
We got a wreck on the racetrack. 22 car in the wall. Thank you, Mike.
Andy Hillenberg at turn 3, and this will change all that strategy.
Yeah, this piece of paper, I've got 97 numbers wrote on. I tear it out and I throw it away because all the strategy is over with.
You know what they say, about 90% of what you worry about never happens.
That's the reason I got ulcers the size of basketball.
First, let's hope Hillenberg's okay, because that car backed into the wall with tremendous force. 5th caution of the day, lap 152.
Well, at least the uniforms match the car.
And Kevin Harvick will see if when pit road opens, if he leads them all around and onto pit road. There's 2 Andy Hillenbergs racing here this weekend. This one in the Busch Series, and then Oklahoma Andy, who raced in the World of Outlaws in the dirt track here last night. Mark Kinzer, the winner of both World of Outlaw features. And now there's Hillenberg moving around. That's a good sign.
They've had similar results, because Hillenberg wrecked last night early in the feature over here of the dirt track. So similar results.
See what happened to Indiana Andy Hillenberg here.
It's going down the backstretch into turn 3. Jimmy Johnson in the 92 car right there goes by him.
It's like he just kept him out wide going into turn 3. Probably got into some of that loose stuff, and into the wall he goes. The 92 car took his line away where he had liked to have entered that turn and just got him out a little too wide. Probably picked up some debris on his tire.
Denton all by himself. He can't save it, and into the wall he goes. Right in front of traffic.
Oh, it gets Chad Little in the right rear in the 74 car just as he was going by.
Cars going everywhere down pit lane.
That was one of those, Darrell. He came within a blink of saving it.
He just that last little spin shot him into the wall and right back out into Chad Little.
Little almost had him cleared. You can see The damage to the left rear, a lot of that's prior damage on Chad Little's car, but boy, Kelly Denton's car is all torn up.
Okay, crew chiefs, what are we going to do?
If I'm back in the back of these lead lap cars, I'm going to come and get me 4 tires.
Come on, hurry up and tell me. I'm over here in turn 2. Tell me what you want me to do.
All right, Chad Little's climbing out. Okay, there is the hands device, the head and neck support.
The question is right now, guys, who's got tires left?
Let's get this boxed up and get everything to the garage and get the crash car boys up first going and take it to the
And they're
garage.
going to the aid of Kelly Denton.
Like you said, Mike, Kelly Denton comes so close to saving this car. It's around, it's around, and if he'd had his wheels cut the other way, but even as slow as it looked like he was going, incredible amount of damage and right out into the side of Chad Little.
Most of the leaders, I think, do have a set of tires left because one of the sets they put on was under green. That don't count. Boy, Chad Little just as low as he could go, just didn't quite make it by.
And after coming off the wall, it's likely that Denton had neither brakes nor steering.
No,
he was just a passenger at that point.
Just a passenger.
All of our leaders stayed out, but I'm looking across, and pit road is closed right now. That's one reason they probably didn't come on the pit road.
Well, that makes it easier for you, Larry. You got a little time to think about this.
There's Kelly Denton. How's the car? Now, you know he's okay when you're walking over to the front going, how's the car?
Oh, yeah. That's what all drivers, I tell you, they can be rolling them off on a stretcher and they won't know how their car is.
And Chad Little, who is also walking away uninjured. And that's good news.
Yeah, he got a little smile on his face. He says, hey, just bad luck, man. Wrong place, wrong time.
15 laps to go. It will probably take another 3 laps or so, not just to move these cars, but Chad Little's car especially shed a lot of debris down the front straightaway after the collision with Kelly Denton. So we'll have a little bit of cleanup, but we will get this race back under green.
Daryl, there's 15 laps to go right now. If I'm Harvick, Burton, or Sauter, one of the top 3 or 4, we're not going to get this thing restarted.
Into the wall. She backs it into the wall. The 49 of A.J. Frank gets into her. Caution flag still not out, however. Sean is able to refire and get going.
I think that one car is going to end up on the apron down there. They're going to have to throw a caution.
But look here back at the front. Bobby Hamilton Jr., he wants some of Kevin Harvick.
Boy, they got together, too. They just clipped each other coming through the tri-oval right here.
Kevin Harvick, though, he wanted to lead that first lap, gets his 5 points. We do have caution on the speedway.
Caution finally came out there. Look at the back end. Shauna Robinson's car is shortened up.
That's the second one of the week for her. It looks the same way as the first one did. And they get 3 abreast going down into turn 1 here. And like I said, a lot of dust flying up. I think it's just a matter of not enough room for all these cars. Kind of bounce off each other.
3 wide will not work this early in the event here.
Fedewa going by there.
49 of A.J. Frank can't avoid her.
Just pretty much puts the finishing touches on that wreck.
We're going to take a short break here from the Nashville Super Speedway. A.J. Frank can't get it going. You're watching NASCAR Busch Series racing on FX. Welcome back to the Nashville Super Speedway. We're working our second caution of the day on lap 18. A little skirmish between David Donahue and Tim Fedewa in the 66. Darryl, let's take a look at the replay.
Yeah, I think what happened is what we've seen off this corner over here before, coming off turn 2. 25's pedaling a little bit, 66 isn't. And Donahue goes around and watch this. Ooh, bam, right into the side of Fedewa. Sends him sailing back out into the racetrack. Fortunately, nobody else got involved, but I believe that's just a product of that turn being a little slick over there, and Fedewa not giving Donahue enough room there.
Donahue running his first race in that number 25 car. Darryl, as you said, replacing a local driver, Chad Chaffin.
Yeah, and actually, incidents like this are, in my estimation, is what got Chaffin replaced. So that car's gotten torn up a lot this year.
Tim Fedewa on pit road, working to the corner, the right rear corner of that race car.
Took a pretty hard hit.
And it doesn't look like they're doing too much too fast, Larry.
Well, I believe that we've got a NASCAR official here that's standing there, and I question maybe are they penalizing him using the penalty box for some reason?
No,
Small, just a short penalty. Too fast.
Well, we'll find out what the situation.
There's a lot of brake here. Need to get that left front tire right down on that yellow line. There's Kenny Wallace still hung up on the outside. Got a car in the wall right in front of him. 46 car.
Ashton Lewis up in the wall.
Did you notice how I didn't even flinch? I saw that car.
You went right to it.
I just drove right by it.
You went right to it.
Yes.
Caution is on the speedway for the 3rd time here at lap 30. A lot of damage. He's going to drive it away, but a lot of repairs to do to that car.
I guess they have ground, you know, you grind concrete to smooth it up. And I guess they have ground a lot of the surface down in turns 1 and 2. And it has made it just so slick that if you get out of that groove at all, the car just turns around and backs up in the fence.
Yeah, Randy LaJoy said yesterday, DW, that there's a real slick spot and you have to get out of the gas and be brave about getting back on it because you just feel like you're on ice sometimes.
Yeah, that's what the drivers really are complaining about turns 1 and 2 the most. It seems like 3 and 4 you can really hammer it, but that's bad news. You get a lot of speed in 3 and 4, then you get to turn 1 and you don't know what to do with it.
He left it. Richard Childress has said, I'm going to leave.
There you go.
Got 00, Todd Bodine spinning around off turn 2. No caution yet. They're going to see if he gets it back going. It's a single car spin.
He didn't make any contact with anything. He just got a little help from behind, but he got up out of the groove. And when he did, somebody, I couldn't tell who it was, but somebody got into the back of him and got him doing the old hospital hop over there.
And he's got it back on the racetrack, but our 4th caution is out.
Here we go, he's down in there and he's trying to get back in line. Elton Sawyer gets into the left rear of him, gets him wobbling a little bit, gets it back in, out, trying to save it, but when they start that off that corner, not a whole lot you can do, Larry.
Well, he was trying to save it. The car was moving up, getting up at the top side of that racetrack where there is no grip. We keep talking about that. The car just come around with it.
But no damage. The car didn't hit anything. He come to a stop over there. He caught a caution. Didn't lose a lap. So he can come and get him 4 fresh Goodyear Eagles and try it again.
Turn 1, car in the wall. That's Mike Harmon in the 44 car.
Lap 70, our 5th caution comes out. And Darrell, you were just saying, the boys need to hit pit road.
Well, you know, it's funny how it works sometimes. Right when you're really starting to sit on that hot stove down there and sweat a little bit, the caution comes out and saves you. You crew chiefs are the luckiest guys in the world.
Well, this is a real break, though, for our leaders because there were about 8 to 10 laps from having to come to pit road. And Scott Wimmer in that 23 car, he's the one that would have been out there leading this race.
Yeah, I liked Wimmer's. I liked the call they made on Wimmer. Almost worked out for him. You come in under green here, you're going to lose a lap.
Our 5th caution of the afternoon came out on lap 70. 44 car of Mike Harmon. He actually hit the wall yesterday during rush hour. Having a tough time here.
Just seems like once you just can't figure a place out, and you just keep digging the hole deeper and deeper and deeper. He's right behind the leaders, and I'm sure that probably his crew is saying, man, if you can pick it up a little bit, let's try to stay on the lead lap. And he just overdrove the corner.
And that's probably one of the worst things you can do at this racetrack is start overdriving it, get up in that second groove, car just gets away from you. Hard hit in turn 1 and 2.
Hard hit, and you see the fire coming out from the hood. That's probably broke the fuel pump and letting a little gas out on the hot headers.
All right, think the leader's going to hit pit road? They're going to have to.
It's going to be busy. On the truck is a backup for here. Had to unload it again.
Trouble down here. 4th turn.
It's Jeff Purvis in the 18 car.
Boy, he's doing everything he can.
The whole field's coming toward him.
Oh, no.
This is not a good thing.
71 of Kevin LePage also gets sideways.
Well, Purvis was doing everything he could to hang on to it, try to keep from spinning the thing all the way around, but it was coming up in front of the leaders was the problem.
Boy, and lucky nobody hit anything or anybody else. Jeff Purvis from Clarksville, Tennessee.
Kevin LePage in the 71 trying to get it back going and stay on the lead lap, and he will do that.
Yeah, and the 83 car just got a lap back.
Jeff Streeter.
It's good heads up driving on his part, on the 83's part.
Our 7th caution of the day.
I don't think Purvis didn't really ever, he just kissed the wall with the right rear. I don't think he did a whole lot of damage to the car. You can see over there on the right side, got a little bit of a kink in that right rear quarter panel, but I don't think the car's hurting badly enough to put him out of the race.
For all we saw, that's very little damage.
For here, yeah, that's a great job. Boy, he was doing everything he could to hang on to it. She was hopping all over the place, and he was steering her to death. Watch him. He gets up here. He's up in that loose stuff. Got the back end, kisses the wall. And now he's gassing it, and now he's saying, come on, baby, straighten up. Now, the problem is right behind him here is the whole field bearing down on him in a hurry. Here they come.
Wow. There you see Kevin LePage in the 71 spinning around off turn 4.
And again, you got your spotter, and your spotter's trying to tell you where to go and what to do, but when you don't, the car didn't ever take a set. It never stopped anywhere, kept moving. Spotter's trying to second guess where he's going to end up.
On board with Jeff Purvis.
Watch his hands over there. Steer, 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 steer. Whoop, yep, yep, back the other way, back, back, back. He's just working really hard trying to keep the thing. Look at that.
He had it corrected about 6 times.
Daryl, is that instinct? I mean, you're feeling which way to jack that wheel?
That's called flying by the seat of your pants right there.
And he couldn't tell you how he did it, could he?
I did it.
All right. Working our...
Oh, man.
That's Clay Rogers, the 17 youngster out of Mooresville, North Carolina. 83 of Jeff Streeter also involved. He's had a tough day. 8th caution comes out on lap 101.
This is a car that's normally driven, the Visine car, normally driven by Matt Kenseth. Some of the races that's on off weekends or conflicts bad with Winston Cup races, Clay Rogers, the young rookie, will be driving.
He hit the wall hard, Daryl.
He really did. I looked up, I saw sheet metal flying, and he got it in there really hard, front end first. Looks like he gets together with somebody here. Round she goes, and
that was Stedman Marlin in the 95 car there on the low side.
That's a hard
Sterling's son.
And then he gets another little shot right there. Jeff Streeter had just gotten a lap back on this last caution. Boy, everybody's looking for a place to go.
Not sure. They know he's going to slide down the racetrack. That's what happened right here. Jeff Streeter dove to the high side, just barely skimmed past the front end. Matt Kenseth will be back in this Visine car next week at Talladega.
Let's take a look on board. Clay Rogers.
Boy, when you see him jolt, when you see that jolt like that, that just, man. See the driver, how it jostles him around in there. Those are hard licks.
Daryl, you never know when licks are going to stop.
No, you don't. You're afraid to look around.
They look underneath the hood of Clay Rogers' number 17 car. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're near halfway of the Pepsi 300. Clay Rogers is on the hook, his second start of this season in that number 17 car. Let's ride with him on board.
Going off into turn 1, everything looks normal right here. Turns down in the corner.
Green get the gas, mad at the gas, trying to keep it up off the wall, but it doesn't work.
There's the last slick. He was sliding down the racetrack.
Meanwhile, Jeff Purvis on lap 94, also involved in a spin.
Car got loose way back getting in the corner, Daryl.
Yeah, but he didn't get any help. See, Clay got help from another car, so it kind of lost control of his car. Here, this is kind of a one-car incident where you just do all you can to keep it off the fence.
He had to refire the car. The car stalled out on him.
Now, here's why we are under caution here on lap 160.
Again, we're going down in this first turn, and we've just seen so much trouble down here in the first and second turn.
Kevin Grubb in the 37 got in the back of Dan Partisan in the 32. Andy Santerre didn't check up. He got into the back of Kevin Grubb. All three of them end up in a big wreck. And Kevin Grubb, by virtue of the green flag stops, he was running in the 3rd position.
Oh, tough break for Kevin in the 37 car. Dan Partisan is out of that yellow number 32. They're going to put that thing on the wrecker and take it back to the garage. We'll take this opportunity to get some business done. We're working lap 1.
Hard into the wall.
The 66 got into the side of that 63 car.
Shane Hall
got a bunch of cars down at the bottom of the racetrack.
And Daryl, Larry Foyt, that 14, Mark Day, the 16.
Some guys trying to get laps back.
Chad Little to 74.
Mike McLaughlin.
Larry Foyt, that Harris 14 car, we just had been talking about him, stayed on the lead lap and gets caught up in this accident.
Yeah.
A lot of damage to that left rear.
63, got the 16 day down here at the bottom.
Shane Hall sitting there at the top of the racetrack.
And I think when we look at this, we're gonna see that again, Fedewa was involved in this.
Well, we know one thing: he was getting wild at the front.
Oh yeah,
he was wild at the back.
He was getting wild everywhere. This side-by-side racing on those restarts, you don't want to do it, but you have to.
Take a look at the replay.
There you are to see Shane Hall in the 63 turned around, nowhere for Tim Fedewa in the 66 to go. We see Bobby Hamilton all the way on the bottom of the racetrack.
Apron. Here comes the 14 car down here at the bottom, and the 16 car got into him, so I'm sure that was a chain reaction. People slowing down.
From the MB&A in-car camera.
Boy, oh boy, where'd I go, where'd I go?
Go down here where there's no cars yet.
Exactly. But also no racetrack going through the grass.
That was the safest place though at that point.
Larry Foyt's going to bring that number 14 Chevrolet to pit road. Another rookie who raced in the ASA series last year. See the 14, 16, 63, the 66. And Larry's going to the garage.
66 got in under 63 going into turn down there and got in the side of him. That's what started all that.
Working our 10th caution of the day. It came out on lap 170.
Man, I tell you, passing cars here got trouble around. Oh, big trouble down here.
Jimmy Johnson in the 92 in the wall. 74 of Chad Little.
Ooh, that's a hard lick right there.
Yeah, he's knocked the rear end off that number 92 car.
That's too bad.
He was running in the 12th position.
Bobby Hamilton, Jr. there, I think it's just kind of the end to a long day for him. Cut down tires, gear shift problems, transmission problems, and now he's in a wreck.
Our 11th caution of the day coming out on lap 204 of 225 laps. Bobby Hamilton Jr. is able to drive it off. Let's look at the replay, Daryl.
Let's see what happens here. We're going down into turn one. Oh, the 92 got down on the apron.
Left side tires on the black.
Actually, he got run down there. Actually, 74 car looked to me like he almost cut him off and didn't give him anywhere to go. I have to look at it again from maybe a different angle, but it looked like the 92 had a real hit of steam up, a real run going down into turn one, and 74 car, Chad Little didn't quite give him enough room. Let's see if we can look at it one more time, see what happened here. Coming down the front straightaway here. 92's on the inside. He looks to the inside. He's there. Yeah, I really think 92 had the position. Looked like Chad maybe cut down just a little bit quicker than Jimmy Johnson was anticipating. Boy, a lot of close calls there, though. And Bobby Hamilton, I think he just saw the accident, maybe panicked and locked up the brakes and got into it.
Well, these guys, they'll be glad to get out of here. Jimmy Johnson, that's 2 cars for them this weekend. There you see they're going underneath the hood of Bobby Hamilton Jr. in the 26 car, seeing if they can get that machine back out there.
Yeah, Shawnee used up a couple of cars in the motor. He's used up a couple of cars in the motor. It's been a tough weekend for these guys here. Used up a lot of equipment.
Let's go to Matt Yoakum.
They're surveying the damage. They've got the saws all out. They're going to cut away some of the sheet metal, take the hood off. They're trying to pull some of the sheet metal out from the left rear, put on some big pieces of duct tape to try to bandage this number 26 car together. And they're also talking on the radio that the control arm is broken on the left front. They're going to work on that. Tough break for this young man from Tennessee.
All right, thanks, Matt. Bobby Hamilton Jr. Daryl said it's been a tough day. Transmission went bad on him and got caught up in that wreck. And Jimmy Johnson, the 92 car, got up into the wall.
Pit road was not very busy with this caution. It's about 20 laps to go. These guys, most of the top runners, they had about 40 or 45 laps on their tires, but this few laps to go, they know it's going to take them a little bit to get this racetrack. And I can't help but think about Greg Biffle. He didn't want to do anything to get his car back in traffic. Frank Kimmel in the 8 car